Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Today, we're discussing a 250-piece limited edition. This is the Chopard L.U.C Chopard Tech Regulator, a timepiece 39.5 millimeters in diameter and stainless steel. It's 9.9 millimeters thick, 47.7 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip with a 19 millimeter spacing between the lugs. It is a high horology watch, a multi-complication, real in steel, durable, everyday wearable, and exceptionally fine. All of that, and it's a chronometer. We'll throw it on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and you can see that it wears well. It's not excessively broad across the wrist, so down the barrel you can see it's nowhere near the edges of my wrist. Over the top, you can see it's got nice presence, but I could wear this on a smaller wrist. A wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference could wear this watch well, and it's low enough to fit underneath the cuff. Taking a look at the hardware and the software, you can see we have a large rectangular scale alligator leather strap, black matte finish, monotone stitch, sheer cut showing the layers of leather from the side. You can see it is a brand new Chopard factory strap, calf skin on the bottom, gator on top, and then there is a full double deployed clasp that is trigger actuated. And you can see the triggers right here, but you'll also note that the buckle is fixed by a screw. This is something Vacheron also commonly does to make the buckle even more secure and less likely to drop off your wrist when you open up the clasp. Taking a look at the case, it's simple but strong, integrated lugs, everything's of high polish. The lugs are actually fairly thin when viewed head on, but they have a rather sheer appearance and profile, making the watch appear a little bit meatier from the side than it does from the top or end on. There is a push adjuster. This is used for adjusting the 24-hour format second time zone, which you'll note has a day and a night, as well as a cutaway so you can see the underlying driving wheel. L.U.C Chopard on the crown. Since 1996, L.U.C Chopard has always been the upscale brand within Chopard, generally where you find the high horology and the manufacture movements. There is a bezel that's domed and set back somewhat from the case band. That little step back creates the impression of a thinner watch. We have a small amount of countersink for the crown, and Chopard thinking of everything, giving you a little kerf underneath the crown to better dig in your nail and pull the crown for setting. The dial is exceptionally layered and upscale. Outboard, we have a lovely set of applique Arabic numerals for reading the minutes. We have under that a nickel anthracite track with white printing for reading the individual minutes in between the numerals. And then you can see that it extends onto the profile of the watch, where this regulator dial keeps its hour indication. So right now you're looking at 12. It is a regulator. As with the mother clocks used to regulate watches in watchmaking studios in antiquity, it allows you to view the minutes, the hours, and the seconds separately. The center of the dial features a lovely lateral Côte de Genève. You can see the underlying driving wheels for some of the mechanisms. The motion works center driving the hands. Then you can see the secondary wheels that are driven off of the center. We have black polished screws fixing a bezel that frames the power reserve indicator. Though it indicates 8, it is in fact a 9-day power reserve. And then you can see there is a second sub-register in satinated silver at the base of the dial. All wheels feature satin finish, but if you pull the crown here, you can see we have a hacking seconds function. Push that back in, flip it all over. This is 30 meters water resistant, number 44 of 250. You can see caliber 4RT based on the 198 architecture. So we have 2 stacked barrels for 4 mainspring barrels. That's how this watch, the movement of which is nicknamed the Quattro, is able to endure for 9 days in between windings. It has 216 hours of power reserve. You can see it's handsomely decorated with black polished screws, mirrored anglage on the edge of the bridges. Quite impressive stuff. All COSC certified, adjusted in 5 positions, pivoting on 39 jewels, quite thin in profile, but broad enough to fill the case back. You can see that the stud holder, as well as the swan's neck regulator, has been black polished, and then adjacent to that, you can see we have fired blued screws screws, so we have both blued screws and black polished screws on this movement. The balance beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and it features a handmade Breguet overcoil to allow the watch to keep excellent and consistent time in every physical orientation with respect to gravity. A handmade watch inside and out with multiple complications from a great manufacturer, all of it durable and wearable in stainless steel. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.